Tesla sales are being impacted all over the world. Well, are they? I know that's a common theme. I know it's been popular in the news, but I've been trying to tell you that those reports of Tesla's demise are premature at best, maybe even completely false. But we will find out about that and some other big bad news and retractions. And I've got my buddy Herbert here from Brighter. We're going to get into all that. I'm Brian. Welcome to Future Asa. And that welcome extends to you as well, Herbert. Welcome. Glad to have you here.
Thank you for letting me be here. Thank you, buddy.
As you are kind of required to be as my friend. And yes, we are friends in real life. He came to the play. Didn't have to.
It was fantastic. You guys were awesome. It was a good show. Worth driving there. It was fun. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I have heard a rumor that you didn't drive. Your car did.
All the way to, it's just amazing. Yeah.
Fact check true. Hey, here's how Tesla sales have been impacted around the world. Now, this I shared as a Patreon exclusive last week. I do bonus stories that don't always fit. I do my daily puzzles, but I cover extra stuff. I do 5 to 7 a week. I'm not sure how many I'll do this week because I'm on the road a bit. Tesla sales have been faltering worldwide. Now, mind you, this article is from the 11th, but the 11th is when you and I were telling people bit premature. Steep drop in the stock, which is not production. Production is something different than the stock for those who are just figuring that out. Germany down 30%. Tesla sales down 70% in February. Oh my gosh. Except that now it looks like they're only down 35% as the factory ramps back up with the new model. And even in China, you guys, oh my gosh, China, things are dropping like a stone, 49% down. Oh my gosh. Hey, have we heard anything about what's going on in China? Because I feel like we're looking at the 2025 year to date, and we can see that it is above 2024's year to date at this time.
Yeah, when you saw that article, go back to that article. It is incredible article written. And I'm looking for a certain word and didn't appear. So they're giving you facts, right? Sales have fallen here, and here. Fact. But then it says here, Tesla has faced growing competition from domestic EV makers in the country. Chinese automakers sold. So they implying that the reason why the shipments are falling is because of the competition. Not one word about the new Model Y. There's a reason why the shipments or deliveries have plummeted in January, because Tesla shut down the factory. They shut it down because they didn't want to sell the old legacy Model Y anymore. They wanted to start selling a new car. They had to shut down to retool the production line for their brand new car. When you're making 28,000 Model Ys per week, because you are the #1 best-selling vehicle in the world, and you shut that down. And then Jeff Lutz has been pointing this out. When you heard the CFO of Tesla come out in the Q4 earnings call, kind of like, the 20th of January, something like that. And he said very clearly that we need to shut these factories down for several weeks. And Jeff was trying to point out that when you hear several, what do you think? What does that tell you? Is it just 1 week? No. If it was 2 weeks, that's few. Several means 3, 4, or 5 weeks. And if you're making 28,000 Model Ys per week, you're talking about 100,000 vehicles lower, all because of the new Model Y transition. And that entire article did not even say the word Model Y at all. That's just disingenuous. It is very likely disingenuous versus it being stupidity. This is just lazy.
But Herbert, Tesla makes 5 different models. Model Y is only one of them.
Okay.
But it makes up over half the sales.
It is the best.
And it's made in 4 factories instead of 1 or 2. And it's the best-selling model by far. And especially for the European market, Giga Berlin only makes 1 model. Okay. So I don't know what to tell you guys. It seems pretty straightforward to me. Again, it's pretty insane to not mention the downtime. Well, Herbert, did you know that when Toyota comes out with a new Camry or Corolla, they don't have a month of bad sales? How can that be?
Well, did you know what inventory is? Who's buying those cars? It's dealers. Dealers buy the cars, and so the dealers stop buying the cars. and then you kind of hide this. But they obviously go through this as well. But here it's so
It
much more clear.
smooths out by
Yeah.
having months of inventory on the lot.
Yeah.
If it took 3 months to retool for the Toyotas, you wouldn't necessarily see the sales impacted because they would begin shipments again before they ran out of
You're
inventory.
just sitting in too much inventory. In fact, some of these, many of these automakers now, we're hearing 270 days of inventory, getting closer to, we'll find out the new data points this year, but some of them are getting close to 1 year worth of inventory sitting in dealers' lots. But what's this? Tesla's inventory is averaging 19 days, which is very healthy. 19 days of sitting out there, and then they're sold. Everyone else, that's industry leading. Everyone else is 3 months, and here I'm talking closer to a year before they can sell the friggin' car out of that dealer lot. So the dealers are screaming bloody murder at this point.
Wouldn't it be something to purchase a brand new 2023 Fiat today? Because I imagine you'd get quite a discount on it.
Yeah.
Stranger things have happened. So yeah, these numbers are fantastic. We're seeing they are above 2024 numbers, not quite as high as 2023 numbers, but we are in 2023, they were not. Last year, they had some retooling for the Model 3,
Right.
and in 2023, they had no retooling for anything. These numbers likely to continue climbing. Well, they're only selling so many because there's so many, because they didn't sell so many. Okay, great, but they still had to build them. So just, I don't know. I think the overall lesson here is stop.
Yeah. Well, the good news is that as of now, last week of March, every factory seems to be producing the new Model Y, getting closer and closer to at scale. But it's looking like we're past the hump, and we'll see. We won't know the actual impact of any kind of potential reduction, which I think at this point is very few, less than 5% of brand damage, till June. That's when we need to look at it and see whether or not things are clear.
Yes. I should mention at this point in the video that April 1st is coming up, and I go a little crazy on April 1st. Historically, 2 years ago, I did the same show live 6 times at the top of the hour in 6 consecutive hours, adjusting it slightly each time, just to see if people were losing their minds. And they were. It was a lot of fun. So come back on April 1st. I will have a variety of guests, including Herbert, for a special show. Hey, the Financial Times has issued an apology after suggesting that Tesla had a shady accounting with $1.4 billion missing. In reality, they just didn't understand the accounting. One avoidable conclusion is that at a certain point, it's necessary to trust the auditor's judgment. Now, we discussed this in detail on your show, but this is pretty bonkers stuff. Yeah, mea culpa. Sorry. Now, worth noting, on the original article, comments were locked. And on this article, comments are not locked, but they are only allowed if you are a paid subscriber. You have to be a paid subscriber to actually comment. And even still,
why did they lock the comments on the original article? It's almost as if they knew that they were lying, which I don't think so.
It may be that I think they had to lock them. I think they were locked after the fact because they were getting
okay, gotcha.
Just decimated.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So we got excited. We saw 1.4 billion missing in our math and assumed that 1.4 billion was missing in the math because we don't know what math is. Why would a cash-rich company raise new debt? And the question still stands. I mean, So this is a half-hearted apology. It's we got it wrong, but, and it's a lot of but. There's a lot of
damage has been made. This made the rounds. My own wife sent me a note saying, "Is this true?" She saw it all over Instagram and Threads, and everybody went after it. A lot of people. Obviously, the heat of the battle right now with the anti-Tesla movement, they take something like this and say Tesla is shady. They're hiding accounts. They're about to go bankrupt. Take a look at this $1.4 billion. And, you did a fantastic job. A couple other folks as well, stepping up and bravely saying, no, this is not right. Even though Financial Times is reporting this is not right. And this is common. It's this is not a big deal when big companies, large financial statements, there's this missing number between capital assets and so forth and cash flow. And it's just weird that they focused on it and then they made it a thing and then now they had to retract an apology. But the damage has been done. And despite this apology, you and I are talking about in this show, how many people actually even know that this was wrong? They will go on thinking that Tesla is a shady company. Oh, by the way, yeah, my wife said, you got to look at this article and read the thread, the comments on the threads. And she said, please keep an open mind. Okay. And I said,
Mhm.
okay, I will keep an open mind because she believes that what she reads on thread has more truth. And I said, okay, let me take a look at it. And I looked at the article and I said, okay, did you read the article? Because if you look at it, even the article itself said, here are 3 things that could explain why this number is off. Okay. And none of them is shady. These are common things. Then when you read the comments on threads, it was all about Enron, Enron, Enron. So they're trying to
Mhm.
compare Tesla to Enron, which is, fake accounting to show that this company is succeeding when it's absolutely not. And it's like, okay, I mean, is that actually, and is there anything there other than somebody calling you a name like Enron? Unless you give me facts and data, but I did not see anything there with an open mind to make me think that there's anything here that's real. And here you go, Financial Times apology. So,
When you look at comments on things like this, you have to consider the source of the comments. If you look at subreddits like Wall Street Bets or Tesla or technology, you'll get a lot of people who do not know how to read a financial statement sharing their
yeah,
uninformed opinion. I went to the accounting subreddit where people would say, look, I don't like Elon either, but
yeah,
if you look at the numbers, I mean, the numbers are actually there. There is no smoke. There's probably no fire. And now we know no fire. This is just very frustrating. I had a user say to me, well, Financial Times is just motivated by an agenda. No, they're motivated by clicks. Their post went viral. It did its job. That author got a lot of eyeballs on Financial Times.
mhm,
And it's disturbing to me that Financial Times tries to push itself as a premium service that people should be paying for. To heck with that. I won't give you a penny if this is the kind of misinformation that you are not ashamed of. This apology is
right.
appreciated,
Mhm,
but it's a half measure.
mhm,
And I'd prefer, I don't want more antidote. I want less poison.
mhm.
So there's a lot to consider there. I've had people, by the way, tell me, there's a lot of people who love to think that everyone they disagree with is paid for. Uh, the protesters are paid. The Financial Times is paid by someone. I have people in the comments who will say, oh, I don't trust Brian or I don't trust Herbert because you guys are clearly paid by Tesla. What? What are you talking about? Is this your first video here? Tesla don't even answer my phone calls. They don't answer when I beg. Uh, that is crazy. Both claims on the extremes are crazy. And just so you know, when you make one claim, you sound just as crazy as the people on the other side. So don't do it. The obvious answer is that you don't have to pay people. I've been covering Tesla since before I had a channel. I would cover it just for myself, for my own knowledge and understanding. And then I realized if I'm going to be doing this level of research, I might as well publish it. And here we are.
Yeah.
And
I had a guy accuse me of being paid shell on X, and and I have a premium account, a blue check mark, so I'm paying Tesla or X, whatever, $8 or $12 a month. I can't remember how much it is now to get that blue check mark, and I am getting a revenue share. But this guy also had it too, and so it was like, dude, you are a paid from Elon Musk and X account. You're getting paid too. So that is the extent that you can claim that I'm getting any kind of revenue share from X based on posts, just like everyone else who does the blue check mark. That's about
well,
it, which is minimal.
I get referral credits and referral dollars that I can use
Yeah.
towards the store, the retail, the customer store. Uh, but by that explanation, Dan O'Dowd is also paid by X because he has a monetized account. So is Dan O'Dowd on Elon's payroll? Is he a Elon Musk shill? Because if the answer to that is yes, then I guess it is for all of us. And if the answer to that is no, then please stop, because that's ridiculous. You guys, what did we miss? What do we misunderstand? How bad is it go? The article even mentioned, by the way, sales are up in the UK. Well, great. Focus on that. I don't know. It is up in some markets. It is doing very well in some markets. Early in a quarter is the wrong time to draw conclusions about an overall trend that will impact the whole quarter, certainly the whole year. But, what did we miss? What do we misunderstand? Leave it in them comments below. Come back on April 1st. We're going to have a whole lot of fun. As I always do, I just sometimes pretend that I'm not going to before having fun. Head over to Brighter with Herbert, see what he's up to. Probably raising trouble over there, having guests on crazy people like me. So if you can't get enough me, there's more me there. And you can support me, even though I am, clearly a shill, a paid shill, paid by you guys. I do bonus material on Patreon, YouTube, and X. And I think my referral credits are all tapped out. So
don't use it. Don't use it. Otherwise, you're paid.
Don't use it. Otherwise, I am a paid shill. How dare Tesla provide me with discounted supercharging? Everybody else, like, subscribe, do what you do. Stay tuned, stay juicy, and I cannot wait to hear from you clever robots on April Fool's Day.